Boker Tov, everyone. We're continuing Mishlei Perek Chet, Pasuk Hey, and these are Pesukim that talk about the greatness of the Chokhmah of Hashem, of Torah. Havinu petaim orma, uchsilim havinu lev. So the petty, the imbecile, should learn cunning ways of thinking, and the fool his heart should be understanding. So a petty is like an imbecile, and the word nitpata, na'arash nitpatita. We were learning this in the Gemara. A woman that gets taken advantage of, and it comes from the same root word, petty and nitpata. So because a person that's a little bit of an imbecile was taken advantage of by the Yetzer Hara, and he didn't have proper knowledge to defend himself. And therefore, when you teach him the proper knowledge, he'll be able to defend himself against the Yetzer Hara. He'll be able to fight the battle. The Torah is the antidote against the Yetzer Hara. Uksilim havinu lev. Aksil is, he says, mechusar sechel, is a person that's missing some brains. And of course, the Torah fills that in, and he gives him brains to properly guide himself on the proper way. Shim'u ki negidim adaber. Listen, because I speak noble ideas, noble words. Umiftach sefatai mesharim. And the opening of my lips is only straight things. So here he says, Shim'u, and here he says that in total there's 6 psukim that talk about, including the next one, is going to be 6 psukim that talk about the greatness of Chokhmah. This connects to Shisha Sidre Mishnah, the 6 categories of Mishnayot, how every category is great and is needed in its own right, and how every word is important, and therefore we have to use our hearing, Shimu, listening and understanding of each of these subjects. Ki negidim adaber, I speak noble words. Here the Gaon of Vilna explains that all of the most common pasuk he says, as we know, Vaydaber Hashem Moshe Lemor in the Torah, is Vaydaber Hashem Moshe Lemor. And this, you see, Hashem is speaking to Moshe. Moshe is Moshe Rabbeinu, undisputed leader in Bnei Yisrael. You ask anyone, any Jew, who's the leader? Moshe Rabbeinu. So we learn our great words through such great people. Moshe, Aaron, Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, undisputed people, even later generations, the Rambam, etc. So these are great, great people teaching us these words, from Hashem, of course. So it's not like the guy on the street was teaching us life lessons or whatever it is. These are divrei negidim, great, great people that are teaching us these words. And therefore, of course, we're so much smaller, we have to follow these words. And the last pasuk for today, Ki emet yehegeh ki, my mouth speaks truth. V'to'avat sefatai resha, and the wickedness is an abomination, and that won't be coming out of my mouth. And this talks about, again, the Mishnayot is comprised of emet, which is emet is also is din, which is laws. This is tameh, this is tahor, this is kasher, this is not kasher. And when we have to learn. But learning is not just theoretical, but it has to be practical. It has to be emet. We have to live lives of emet, and we see, is this allowed, is this not allowed, etc. And therefore my mouth doesn't speak wickedness, it speaks words of what we have to do, emet, and truth, and tahor, tamim, mutar, or asur. And Bezrat Hashem, we connect to the Torah, not just in a theoretical way, but in a practical way. It will fill up our mind with proper, take us out of being a petty and being convinced by Yetzer Hara, and from a ksil to a person that's a chacham, that's a wise person, going in the ways of Hashem, following our great leaders of the past, and Bezrat Hashem bringing it to our life in a very practical and meaningful way. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen. Rabbi Chananya ben Akashya omer atzah HaKadosh Baruch Hu, lezakot et Yisrael fi chachei ba'alem Torah Moshe shene'emar Adonai chafetz man tzidko, yagdil Torah ve'yadir.